Hi everyone, this is kilzhot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 6, early predictions, news, and live chat. And rumor has it, they have started filming. And where there's rumors, there's more rumors. And where there's more rumors, there are incoming spoilers coming very, very soon. The data will start coming through, no doubt about it. So I just want to say what's up to everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a good midweek. We did Walking Dead chat Sunday night. We did some random things on Monday night. Here we are on Wednesday night, and who knows what's going to happen the rest of the week. And then we will be back Sunday. We got people buzzing, we got people humming, we got people typing. What is going on, everybody? So I see the house starting to fill up. What's going on? Northside Queen, WG Killer, AJ Jepson. AJ, is that your artwork on the 999 Army page? I think I recognize the name. I've seen a couple people post there. So if that's AJ, let me know if you want me to use some of your artwork in the future live streams, if that's you, because I would definitely like to let you know and give you a shout out for it. So what's up, Michelle Yang, Moody Girl, Kitty T, what's up, Lindsay Luke, Kentucky Pricer, Mary, what is going on? So we're going to talk about lots and lots of stuff. Amir, Rick ain't gonna die. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Everybody. Cleveland.com went on that train now. It was TV Guide and TV Line. Now, you get some fake news, and now everybody is talking about fake news. Man, man, man. Rick ain't gonna die, episode number 6, Amir. But we are gonna talk about some stuff. What is up, BKH? CJ, Carl Jordan in the house. David, the Diamond Cross, Tobin McLeod. So one of the things that I tried to do in the off season is, and I'll get back to doing some of the short videos, 5-minute, 6-minute videos, because not everybody can attend the live streams. I get that. But I do like the live streams because it keeps everybody together and it gives us some real good, real-time communication. But you will see some predictions and some theories and all those things coming up. Once they start filming, we're going to get the hardcore stuff up there. Who's going to die, who's not going to die, all of those things. Right now, it's still speculation. But by the end of next week, well, by this time next week, because Sunday we'll do another stream, then Wednesday, we'll be at the mid-season finale, at least what we think is going to happen. It's just going to be funny to go back and see if any of the things that we predicted even happens. Who else we got here? Yeah, where is Tommy, sweet-ass McCandless? When he comes on, make sure you guys... there he is! Oh, that was in queue, wasn't it? As soon as I said it, he just magically appeared. He's magically delicious. There it is. Good stuff, man. So, Grimes Girl, thank you. Got her on Kick now as well, too. So, hopefully everybody's having a... real. Totally forgot. Excuse me. Let me let the ground rules out really, really quickly. If you guys are new to the channel, then this will be new. If not, you've heard it 1,000 times. If you don't want to be listening to video, don't type anything, because if I see it streaming, I'm liable to call on your name, and I'm liable to say, Lindsay, Luke, I'm already starting Season 6 again. So, I'll read your comment and your name, and then you'll be a part of this video. If you guys could all slap that like button, that would be appreciated. And once the video goes live, get over to the live version of it, the playback, and leave some comments as well, too, because not everybody's going to see your comments, and I won't be able to read them all. So it's good participation. And if anybody is new, if this is your first stream, if you could just type a 999 in chat so we can shout you out, embarrass you, whatever, we do here. It's a family. This is the 999 Gaming. This is the 999 Army. We are one. Thank all of you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys being here. And we're going to get into some predictions. Not spoilers, because it's not confirmed yet. So I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be bold with episode number 6. We know the last couple weeks we've talked about revenge and relationships and what Negan's going to do, and maybe Cindy and Tara going out being badass together, killing some stuff. We talked about maybe Tobin dying, a lot of stuff. Shiva dying, Morgan dying, a lot of death. And when they talked to Scott Gimple this week, he said they're not going to be as much into character development this season as making things happen. So I think it's going to be fast and furious. And Grimes Girl, you're going to have to save that question for about the last 10 minutes of this stream, because that's the type of thing I want to see at the very, very end. But we're going to try to stay as focused on what we think will happen in this specific episode number 6. And we're just going to try to layer it on, build one more, building block, I guess. I'm at a loss for words again. Just another layer. So Linda Johnson is new to 999 Chat. So welcome, Linda Johnson. Appreciate you being here. You are now officially a part of the 999 Army. This is what we do. We talk Talking Dead, Walking Dead, Stalking Dead, you name it, we're talking about it. So I'm going to get into it. I think episode number 6, bold prediction, Scavengers are done. I'm predicting not even by mid-season finale, I think Rick finally takes enough people and they eliminate the Scavengers, with the exception of a couple. Jadis being one of those. I think those 120 people, Rick's going to go in with a crew and they're going to obliterate them. I think Rick needs a big win, and this is time for it to happen. This is my big prediction for this episode. There's some other things we're going to tag on too. I think this is going to be episode 6 is like the right time. It's the right time because it's 2 weeks before the mid-season finale. What's up, JJ? Jamie Jordan in the house. Very true. Kathy Joe says they already have so many characters, we don't need a lot of development. I agree. I think they did all that last season, and now it's time just to let them fly. Shanny D in the house. What's up, Shanny D? So, awesome. Good group tonight. So, I want to see your thoughts. Laura, I'm not going to say they saved Jadis. I'm drinking the Jadis Kool-Aid. I don't know Jadis is going to be alpha, but I think Jadis is going to do something. But I'm not saying she's not going to be. I think Jadis is a survivor. I think she gets away. It would make sense, though. It would make sense for her to set up her group and to strike back at Alexandria later on and to hate Negan. I'm not totally comfortable saying she's alpha, but I'm not saying she's not. I need a little more time on that one. Rick MD Grim Reaper, you read my mind. We're going to get to that in a minute. I do think Rick goes postal. I'm going to tell you why. Because there were some things that you guys suggested in the last live stream that it got me thinking. And I'm going to use it as a prediction. I think it's wonderful. But I'm going to tell you why Rick is going to go postal in just a little bit. So my prediction is, I'm not sure of the timetables, whether Rick is going to. I think Rick's going to go out there and he's going to see revenge, but he's also going to let his guard down on something very, very precious to him. Rick and crew wipe out the Scavengers. A couple get away, Jadis being one of them. But you guys know what happens when Rick leaves. What happens? Every time Rick leaves and they split the group too thin, I see more people in the house. Lisa G's in the house. Emmy Bacon's in the house. Rial's in the house. Everybody. Appreciate all you guys being here. Everybody wants her dead. Steph Richardson in the house. I don't think you can kill her, though. She's got to be that enemy. She's disliked enough that you can't kill her. There you go, Northside. You guys remember from the previous stream. So when Rick goes out there and starts doing stuff and doing things, he always leaves an area unprotected. I think Alexandria is going to get hit, for one. And number two, Enid has become the group babysitter. You know, she's looking after Maggie. She's also going to be watching Judith. So we talked about Maggie being protected by Enid. I think Enid is going to... You guys help me with this prediction. We talked about it a little bit, but the more I thought about it, I think they hijack Judith. I think Judith is... I don't know if Negan personally does it, but I got a feeling they're going to take Judith back to Negan. Now he's got his bargaining chip. Now, we know. Well, at least we think we know. Negan ain't going to kill a baby. But, the power, the storyline if Judith were to get kidnapped. Because what are you going to do with Judith in all-out war? You can't hide her. You could capture her. So, I think Judith gets kidnapped. I'm gonna throw it out there. We talked about this a little bit. I don't remember, a couple people actually suggested it. And I think now we have Enid feeling responsible. She can't do everything. So Rick strikes, and we as viewers, we see it as a win. Because like, hey, Scavengers, they're done. We're in good shape. Oh, man, while they were gone, Alexandria got hit. Oh, Hilltop is spread too thin. Maggie's in trouble. Enid goes over, helps Maggie. Where's Judith? And they've kind of foreshadowed this a little bit, right? Because everybody keeps saying, who's watching Judith? Where's Judith? When Judith was with Tara. When Judith was with Olivia. When Judith is now with Enid. I think it happens. All right. So, see the way these things are sort of all going full circle? They're making sense, right? They may not happen, but we're trying to make them make a little bit of sense. Because Rick is gone, I think there's two additional things that potentially could happen there. We'll get into that in 1 second. I'm going to read a few of your questions. Jamie Jordan says, is Morgan in full clear mode? Has he found the middle ground? Well, we've kind of predicted that Morgan could die within the last couple episodes. I mean, we're up to 6. I'm still torn on it, but I think Morgan could have been full clear mode, or he kind of jumps into it, and I think that's what's going to get him killed. I think there's going to be a lot of people with risky propositions coming up this season. It's all life or death. They do something stupid, they die. I think Ezekiel's going to do it in episode number 1. But I think Ezekiel's going to get away, unfortunately. But I think they're going to do something stupid, try to attack. Shiva and Jerry die. Maybe Jerry doesn't die. I think Shiva's gone. Same thing with Morgan. Morgan was on the verge of going out there and just attacking him. Now that he's gotten a taste of it, he was kind of sitting there with Carol. I think that Morgan has to die, and that pushes Carol along. Because the way Gimple even said it, that they need to push the story along and they're going to get into war, I see a lot of people being expendable really, really quickly. Bubba Polka Dot says, Kills, who's your favorite character? It was Abraham. Not anymore. Abe's gone. Let's get to a few more. Yeah, I think Shiva's going to eat some people, but I don't think she's going to kill a major character. All right, a few more questions here, and then we'll get back into some of the predictions. Feel free to leave your predictions, but if you are leaving predictions, leave them specifically for episode number 6 right now. The last 10 minutes of this video, we'll talk about the entire season. Lindsay Luke says, Eric hands over Judith to Negan. Yeah, see, that's kind of what we built on last week, and I could definitely see that happening, is Eric goes traitor, because we did predict that Eric was going to die. Let's see. A few more comments here. Jake Metcalf, will we ever find out who killed the Oceanside? I'm pretty sure it was Negan. Lindsay, you need to go see Mr. Abraham. Tiffany S. says, when do you think Maggie will have her baby? Probably question for the last 10 minutes of this, but I'm going to go ahead and answer. I think there will be a little bit of a time skip. Season 9. Tommy says, will Polaroid Guy get a somewhat big death? Not in episode 6. Well, Jake, here's the thing. They say he doesn't kill kids. And I'm not saying Carl's a kid, but he was going to kill Carl. And I don't know what Carl's exact age is on the show at this point, but I wouldn't classify him as an adult. The Negan on TV is different. But really, I feel like 6 is going to be where it's going to start to graduate from those skirmishes that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, and I think episode 6 is when you're going to feel like the war is going on. The war versus the Scavengers, I think they'll hit hard, and I think that's where Negan's really going to start striking Alexandria. Now the question is, will Judith be back at Alexandria? Will she be at Hilltop? I think they're going to hit Hilltop. I think it's just going to be, at this point, I think they've already wiped out the kingdom, and now they're just going place to place. The Hilltop's a little weaker than Alexandria, so they're going to hit that either episode 5 or episode number 6, but it does set up a nice storyline for them to take Judith. And then because Rick and group are gone, they're trying to be on the offensive, that Alexandria gets hit. And when Alexandria gets hit, of course we're going to question Rick's leadership again. And I think that's going to be a good portion of episode 6 and episode 7, is a little bit of that question. Why'd you do it again? Why'd you do it? Why? They have to do that with Rick every so often. So let me throw this question out to the group. This is 999 Army survey time. So let's say that what we're saying does happen. Rick is gone, Alexandria gets hit, several people die. Who is the most likely person to be left behind at Alexandria that would start, not a revolt, but would start a little bit of dissension, a little bit of that murmur, is Rick doing the right thing? So I'm going to read your thoughts and your comments based on that. Rick comes back, Alexandria, not completely crushed, but hit pretty hard. Who's going to step up and question Rick? That's a good question, Lindsay. Could the war end by episode 11? I don't think so. I think the war's going to, I don't think it's going to start till really late, like 6, 7, what we're talking about now. And I do think it'll escalate through the rest of the season. So we've got Rosita could question, Tobin, Carl, Eric. If Eric's still alive. I think Eric's already going to be gone at this point. Interesting. Steph Richardson says Michonne. Yeah, it's funny. It's going to be interesting to see if time changes their relationship, because they had such a strong bond when they went out on their sexcation, where she's just convinced that he can lead and he can do everything. But is there something that could drive a wedge between Michonne and Rick as well? That'll be question number 2 for you guys. Just an alternate storyline. I don't know. I don't know that it will happen. But if it were to happen, and we know in the comics, they weren't lovers, but when Negan was locked up, Michonne did not like that Rick locked Negan up and he didn't kill him. So I could see Carol having that issue with Rick, especially if Negan kills someone that's important to Carol. But is there anything that could drive a wedge between Rick and Michonne? Tommy says, should we call you Tommy? Well, I am, because people listening to this for the first time, if I just refer to you as your nickname, they're going to be like, who is he talking to? So Carl will challenge his father's leadership. I do agree with that. I think Carl's going to get rebellious at some point. That's definitely a story that has to be written. Yeah, I mean, those are great points. She may not, I mean, this could be a relationship that doesn't end until one of them die. What's going on, Maboon? So Emma McCallick says she might get a little irritated, but she's not going to totally defy. Yeah, I can see that. Lindsay Luke says, no way, Rick and Michonne, always going to be tight. Yeah, just something I want to throw out there. I don't feel like that would be a story that would be written either. Because I think they got so much other good material in so many different ways that they can take that. Okay, good call-outs, good call-outs. All right, once again, if you guys could, we got a lot of people in here. You guys slap that like button. Just move the mouse over to the right. Hit it one time. Lucille it. Iron it. Pretend it's Jadis, and you just want to take a shot with a crossbow. Whatever you need to do. Go ahead and get that thing up to 60 likes. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time reading your questions, and I'm going to get back to a few of the predictions that I think might happen. So if you guys don't know, this week started the official filming. I think they started today, from what I've heard. So I don't know, there's a lot of things spotted. From what I'm hearing, there's just kind of like some keep out signs up, do not mow the grass in some areas along the highways in the areas. I think Andrew Lincoln was spotted driving, Norman Reedus hanging out, some restaurant or something along those lines, but nothing really super important to report at this point. I don't think the spoilers are going to be, well, I know they're not going to be as lock and key as they were last year. There's going to be some big things that happen. But, you know, clearly with the cliffhanger last year, everything was just so people wanted to know. So I do think you'll get more complete spoilers earlier this year. And hopefully by Sunday, Monday, we'll have a little bit more information on the filming. Yeah, Shani, we need to get you out to investigate. Eric said, would Michonne get bit like Andrea in the comics? It's not a popular opinion, but I'm going to say when Rick and Michonne, when it ends, I do think it'll be her getting bit. I think there'll be time. There'll be communication. It won't be a real instant action that's going to happen. I mean, I don't think it's just going to be sudden, like, bam, she's dead and something happens. I think they'll have to have that. It's going to be a real emotional moment. Let's hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. I don't want to think that far into it. I don't think either one is going to die this season. But once we start, you know, layering the rest of these spoilers and finding out a little bit more, the end of the season, maybe. You know, who knows? Tommy, I know you're going Popeyes. So I'm not even going to read it. All right. Let's see. Next question. Grimes Girl's like, Shani D is the real Michonne. You think Denai's in here spying on? Hey, there you go. She does have the D. Oh, I see where you're going with that. See you, James Taylor. Thanks for stopping in, man. Steph Richardson says, when Dwight defects, do you think he'll take any of Negan's wives with him? They might want to go. There's a story to be told with that, too. I still think they're going to try to kill him. And Negan's invincible. But we could throw that out there in episode 6. I think, let's say Negan kills a woman in episode 6. Amber. He finds out Amber was trying to kill him, and he breaks all of those television taboos that people think will not happen on The Walking Dead. They say Negan doesn't kill women, Negan doesn't kill kids. So, there you go, subplot. He kills Amber and picks Frankie to babysit Judith for him. There you go. He's got to pick one of his wives. Yeah, we can definitely layer that on. Well, that would send the message. He needs someone to look after Judith, right? So, can't have all three of them. He's going to need to make sure he enforces this loyalty, so he's going to have to take one of them out and make an example. Angus Johnson's like, I like Amber. And I guess, where's Mark at this point? Yeah, there we go. Kills Amber. Maybe Mark escapes too. I mean, Mark's still around there somewhere. All right, so we're going to roll into one of the awesome things that I think could potentially happen. We talked about this a little bit. We built up Ezekiel's. Well, we didn't build it. I guess we took away from Ezekiel's psyche because we think that Ezekiel could be last year's Rick. He lost Shiva. He lost Jerry. He lost the kingdom. He's lost Benjamin already. He was so bold and his tiger did all that damage. So Negan's not going to be happy about that. What does Ezekiel have left? So this is where I think we could have that Navy SEAL type of group. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ezekiel needs to be motivated. He needs people around him that are going to pump him back up. And I don't think that's going to be Rick. I'm going to have like the 4 horsemen. Last week I thought it'd be Jesus, Daryl, Ezekiel, Jesus, Dwight, and Daryl. I think that's gonna be the hit crew. So Ezekiel's down, needs that motivation. Jesus, what's Jesus doing? He's not really doing anything at this point. He didn't really have anybody. Maggie's got Enid. He's sort of floating around out there. Ezekiel's not going to have anybody. He lost his cat. Dwight doesn't have anybody. He lost Sherry. Daryl kind of does, but if the writer's going to put like a really badass group together they want people to pay attention to, they're going to have to let Daryl be in that group. I know all the Norman Reedus fans out there are going to agree. So let's put Ezekiel, Jesus, Daryl, and Dwight together as a hit crew. Gives us something to cheer for. We got this war happening, and they're the strike force. Jamie says Ezekiel, Carol, Daryl, and Morgan. Morgan's dead. Morgan's gone at this point. I'm not giving Morgan past 5 episodes. What's going on, Camille? Good to see you. I could give you Carol. But what's Dwight going to be doing? We know Dwight ain't hanging around with Negan like the whole time. Dwight's gone. Let's see. Hey, Linda, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you being here. DP Games. He wants Aaron. I like Aaron. Let me be clear with that. But when I come up with my group of, if I had to pick 4, I could definitely put Rosita in there. Wow, the more we think about it, it's kind of hard. All right, if you could pick 4 people to be on your strike force, list your 4 people. Aaron's just not one that comes to mind. As much as I like Aaron, and I think he's got potential, he ain't no Rosita. He ain't no Daryl. Come on. And Ezekiel does need something sort of pumping back up. So I want to see your 4, and I'm going to read a few of them out. I mean, what if we had like the strike force of men and the strike force of women? Then we could have Ezekiel, Dwight, Daryl, and Jesus. And then on the flip side, we could have Rosita, Tara, Cindy, and Carol. There you go. Michonne's not going to be with that group. She's going to hang out with Rick. So Lindsay says Daryl, Carol, Rick, and Michonne. It would, but it seems like Rick and Michonne always have their own agenda. It's a little bit different. You can't bring Abraham back. Moody girl, you get no Abraham. Wait. Oh, I should have set the ground rules. I got people like saying Abraham. Tobin says Carol, Daryl, Michonne, and Ezekiel. Alexandria says Maggie's in no condition. Well, she won't be in any condition by the time all this happens. I agree with you, Patricia. Killed all the men and all the boys of Oceanside. Michelle Yang says Daryl, Dwight, Ezekiel, and Rosita. See, I'm still concerned that more of you are not. Laura Brown says Carol, 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 and Carol. I'm concerned that more of the viewers are not receptive toward Dwight at this point. Because I'm telling you, the writers are going to force feed Dwight on you. They're going to make us like Dwight. Either, like we talked about last week, he's going to do something. He's going to kill someone. He's either going to kill or rot. He's going to do something to solidify his place as the good guys. So we got to start thinking about that. Maybe, I wish I could screenshot some of this chat, because a lot of people that aren't liking Dwight, I guarantee you, mark it down right now. Favorite this video. By next season, when the subject of Dwight comes up after 4 or 5 episodes, you guys are going to be on the Dwight freight train. It's going to happen. Even Vonda says, oh, hell, Dwight is freaking awesome. See, some people are already on board the Dwight bus. They left, I mean, come on. He killed Denise. That's not that big of a deal. It's not like he killed Carl, or he killed Carol, or he killed Rosita, or he killed Abraham. He killed Denise. He killed a C character. Well, not even a B character. And it was an accident. Forgive him already. Just move on. He's done. And then he risked his entire existence to go back to help Rick's group out. That's enough to be forgiven already. So once he does 1 or 2 things, because we as an audience, we're fairly easily manipulated, trust in Dwight. Sin Miller's like, I like Dwight. Just don't want him on my team. Dwighty boy. You know, when he had that, when Negan started having the conversations with him, and even when Dwight, remember how he kind of tried to help Daryl when they were standing at the fence, and he sort of pushed him up against the fence and says, "You need to get it," in so many words. Or even when he was playing Easy Street, and you see the look on his face, you could tell it was wearing on him. He didn't want to be in that situation. And then what do? Dirty Davy and the whole crew opened the door and they beat him down. Put him in a hole for 24 hours. Hey, wait a minute though. That doctor deserved to get killed. I don't hate Dwight for getting that doctor killed. That doctor he was Snake. I'm glad Negan ironed him. Furnace him. Whatever. It didn't iron him. He got the whole furnace. They didn't tell you the whole story, but there was something shady about that doctor. And the doctor was always, he was scared to death. He could have left. He was on patching people up. Negan burned them, doctor fixes them. Negan burns them, doctor fixes them. Yeah, I don't know. Something creepy about that doctor. He was just shady. That's why I think they didn't tell the whole story. We're going to be split on it. Some people think the doctor had to go. He's just one of those characters that, I don't know, he was never like happy. I'm not basing it totally on his personality. I just thought there was more to the doctor they didn't tell us. Dwight is starting his revenge. Malpractice. Yeah, it's malpractice suit. I mean, I like the other doctor, the one from Hilltop. You could just see, I mean, compare the personalities of the two. Like Harlan, Emmett was the one that got furnaced. So, yeah, Emmett was just kind of creepy. And then Harlan is just, you could tell the way he's with Maggie and he's outgoing. And, both of them were kind of treating after people. I don't know. I'm not going to make this whole Dr. Shady Pants. I like it. Totally Negan. Yeah, exactly, Emmy. Emmy's like, what did my brother do this time? He knew. That's why I said we'll never see the backstory. Yeah, I'm not saying Dwight was a saint. And, the way everything went down with Cher and her sister and, Daryl going back and the desperation. But they weren't going to kill Daryl. He could have killed Daryl, but he didn't. In fact, there's multiple times, to all the Dwight haters out there, because a lot of Dwight haters like Daryl, and, oh, he shot Daryl in the shoulder. Look, he could have killed Daryl multiple times. And he didn't. And he accidentally killed, I mean, the one person he did kill was his buddy, Gordon, right? See, that's what doesn't get talked about. He mistreated Daryl and he shot Denise, but he killed his friend kind of in cold blood. But everybody's killed at this point. I mean, with that being said, we could go back to the outpost. I mean, Glenn was no saint. They're in there murdering people in their sleep. And what did we have to go on? What made us hate those people in the outpost? I'm not totally validating what the Saviors did, but we've heard this talked about several times, especially in Talking Dead. We watched the story through the eyes of Rick. If we would have started, I think Gimple even said this, right? If we would have started watching the story from the eyes of the Saviors, we might see Rick as the true Negan. But they kind of dressed it up because they did kidnap a few people. They kidnapped Carol and Maggie. And then the pictures on the wall, I think that was emotionally what validated killing all the people in the outpost for all of us. Hey, we know Negan's a bad guy. We know they killed a few people here or there. We got to strike first. We got to get in the outpost. And then we see these pictures of a few people that have been Lucille'd, and that's what really made us understand the magnitude of it. And a lot of those people were probably some of those Oceanside men. Yep, the Polaroids. I think that's the men and the kids from Oceanside mostly. Storm says, I think Dwight is out for himself and his life with Sherry. Now Sherry's gone. He doesn't need to watch for himself. He now starts to care about others. I could not agree more. So agreeing with you based on that, that's why I said I think the writers have leverage over us. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a little time. I don't know why I just started blurting out a song. I think I was just singing some Cinderella, right? Dwight said in the beginning Negan's group was okay, but as things got worse, the group started doing worse things. Great call out. So you get attached with the wrong group. And where's your exit? When's it going to happen? There's not always a good time to leave. Well, Carol's left multiple times, so there's some things that obviously Rick's group is doing that doesn't make her super comfortable. Ethan wants to know, will we ever get a backstory of what happened to Negan before he got to the sanctuary? I think so. So many people want to see it. I don't think it's going to be a full episode. I think you're going to get some flashbacks. See, to me, that's where the story can be told. Because, see, it's a good question. And we are in the last 10 to 15 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it up, not just episode number 6. And we mentioned this a couple episodes ago. This is the way it's going to happen. This is not a prediction. I'm just going to spoil it. I feel very confident this is going to happen. It's still a prediction. Negan gets imprisoned. And the same way, all of you are writers for The Walking Dead. If you need, we asked this question last week or maybe the week before. If you need the viewers to like Dwight, what do? That was the question. And there were a lot of things that we talked about. So it could be kill somebody, kill a rot, prove your loyalty, kill Simon. All of these things could happen. So the writers know this. They know they have to do this to us. So let's take this to the whole different level. Dwight he's probably an A character. Negan is a supreme character, right? So now imagine taking this to the highest level. Now you're a Walking Dead writer, and you need to get all your all your viewers to forgive Negan. More difficult challenge. So, how do you do it? Maybe you don't agree it's going to happen, but just for humor everybody here. For 5 minutes, put your thinking cap on, put your writing cap on. You need all those millions of people out there to accept Negan and make Negan a part of Rick's group. And I'm going to read a few of the comments, and then I'll give you kind of my thoughts on that. Clemson fan says Dwight will do something to make Daryl not want to kill him. Yep. Negan kills Simon. Samantha says, I just don't like his character. Negan saves Judith from a walker. It's difficult, right? Angus says Negan is unsavable. Have to save Michonne. Six Side Sport says, I'm just the guy that makes your kids spaghetti. He's going to have to make some more spaghetti for the group. That'll make you like him. Apologizes. Lewis says, apologize for killing Glenn and sacrifice himself to save Carl and Rick. Sebastian says, pretzels and beer. Hey, pretzels and beer. Have Negan save Judith or deliver Maggie's baby in a dire situation. Negan saves Carl. You know what? Negan has killed people. He was about to beat down Carl. So in my mind at this point, there is no saving Negan. So it's going to be very, very hard sell for me. So if I have to try to write this and I have to try to explain it, the only way that you can really start to do that, you're going to have to do it in stages. If Negan just saves Maggie right now, the same people that are here are going to say, you know what? He saved Maggie, I don't care. He killed Abraham. He put the bloody bat in Rosita's face. And then he beat Glenn down and laughed about it. No. You can't save someone and you can't apologize for that. You got to feel sorry for him. That's the only way you can do it. So the first thing is, you imprison him. You show sympathy. Then you get your flashback. Exactly. There you go. Shanny D just hit the nail on the head. Now you know where I'm going with this. Sharing his backstory would help. Sometimes I got to throw it up there for softballs. I know it takes a little while to get there, but I need you to think through all of it, sort of get to my warped perception of it. So you got him locked up. You feel good about him being locked up. And you're like Tara. You know, Tara wanted Dwight dead. So you're going to have people like Carol and people like, kill him, kill him, kill him. And then hold on. You know, we just can't be lawless savages the rest of our life. Because it's not about us anymore. We're not going to kill Negan. We're going to let him talk. So then we get a flashback or we get his backstory. And we find out what changed him, what made him into this person. And we still don't accept him, but we start to sympathize with him to a degree. And then starting to understand him helps set the next stage, which is where you guys might be right. He might do something to gain that trust at some point. It's going to be hard. It is going to be so hard with him. They did it in the comic, but yeah, it's going to be really tough to do it on a TV show. It's so much more personable. Yeah. And I think it's going to take time. So I would say there would be a three-pronged theory to this. One, they imprison him and show a backstory. Number two, he wins over a couple people and he does something that makes you forget a little bit more. Because there is going to be some time that's going to happen between what he did and what will happen next. And number three, desperation. They need him. They need him for the Whisper War. So all three of those things will ultimately allow us to like Negan. But there's still going to be people that don't trust him. There's still going to be people that don't like him. But everybody doesn't have to. He can still be a resource. But if you take his power away from him, probably not that bad of a guy. Put somebody else in charge. Rick takes over. Negan reports to him. You know, when he has the spotlight on him, it takes him to a whole different level. And even after all that, I still think people are going to be skeptical. They could. And, and like I said, that's all speculation because we are adding some elements of the comic book in there. And they could kill him and save $500,000 per episode. We could be doing like all the speculating, and all of a sudden it's like Negan takes a straight arrow. Dwight kills Negan. Peace Dove is kills. When's the next comic book reading? Tomorrow. Tomorrow, and then probably Friday and Saturday. So you'll get 2 or 3 more this week. So Jamie Jordan says, take away his power, it humanizes him. I think so. I think he's on that, just that power trip that you can't stop right now. And what he's doing, he thinks he's right. I mean, what did he tell Sasha? Told her, punishment. Punishment is what makes this all work. And he's just throwing out numbers. Lucille needs her 3. But then he's like, okay, 1. But regardless, it's about punishment because these are the rules. So he thinks that without rules, it's anarchy. See you, Trinice. Thanks for stopping in. So Rick did have a brother. So we're going to open it up for whatever topics you guys want to talk about. Could be Walking Dead, could be spoilers, comics, whatever the case may be. So, we got about 5 minutes. I'll take 2 or 3 more, 4 more questions, maybe, depending on how long the questions are. What's up, Jason Voorhees? We got Friday the 13th up in the house. Melancholy Heart. Hey, Kills, do you think Negan will be tortured? I do. I think he'll be beaten pretty badly. Tobe McLeod. Kills, what if Jadis got picked for Lucille? First of all, I don't think Rick's going to trust Jadis ever again. I don't see a storyline where that could happen. Because, I mean, they're kind of like allies to the Saviors now. I don't see Negan killing her. So we're going to, Rial, who likes Fear the Walking Dead? There are several people here, and we've mentioned on the spoiler page. I'm going to review it for a couple of episodes, and we'll see if we can make it entertaining. If we can't, then I won't. If there's enough, even if it's funny or humorous or silly, we'll get together and talk about it, and we'll try to find some good in it. And I think we can get through a season. I think we get through a season of live streams and talking about it and making it enjoyable. Lindsay says, Kills, what do you think Rosita... why do you think Rosita didn't take any heat for Sasha's death? Because I think everybody knows it wasn't Rosita that killed Sasha. Sasha wanted that as bad as Rosita. I mean, maybe they don't know that, but I think they know Rosita well enough to know Rosita didn't go up there to get Sasha killed. She's a grown woman. She made her own choice. I mean, I guess the question is, why would you? I don't hate Fear the Walking Dead. I don't enjoy it as much as The Walking Dead, clearly. But there are some interesting things that I think we can talk about in it. And not everybody's going to watch it, but it may give you some incentive to watch it. Maybe you watch it and say, you know what, we're just going to go hang out with the 999 Army and talk about it a little bit. Because we are kind of a lot of Walking Dead. I mean, we got comics, we got spoilers, we got live streams. We might as well throw Fear the Walking Dead in there. We got Road to Survival. We got No Man's Land at times. You know, all of those things. Hey, what's up? Angie G in the house. How you doing, Angela? And yeah, I mean, Sebastian, I agree with you. Sasha chose to do what she did, and I'm very glad that Sasha locked the fence, because to me that even if you were going to blame Rosita, that to me you got to say Sasha just made her own decision. Not everybody's going to get into Fear, so our live streams might not be quite as impactful. But like I said, I'll try a few, and we'll see what the conversation is like. And 2 more questions. Make them good questions, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Somebody asked when is the next live stream. So while you guys are formulating your questions, let me say, Sunday morning, Chill with Kills, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning. We do gaming, we do chat, we do a little bit of everything. And Sunday night at 7:30 is our normal Sunday spoiler, so we will do our next Walking Dead chat. And on that one, we're going to talk about episode number 7, so start to prepare your questions. Then Monday, we keep it kind of casual. During Walking Dead season, we'll probably do episode recaps on Monday nights, but since it is not Walking Dead season, we do random things, and I've gotten some really good, you guys can send me kick messages at KILZHOT, things that you want to talk about. We've gotten some really good topics the last couple weeks, but we go off on whatever tangent we decide. It's very loose, very casual. Whatever we want to talk about, we talk about. And then, of course, Wednesday night we do episodes as well, too, which is this one. So we're forming quite a group. So pretty amazing group. Appreciate all of you guys being here. So Grimes Girl wants to know for me, and you guys can answer this question along with me if you would like. Actually, I would like for you to, if you could. She wants to know, who would I like to bring back from the dead in The Walking Dead? So for me, no doubt about it, it's going to be Abraham. That I miss the humor. I just look forward to what he was going to say every week. So as a fan, that's the person I miss the most. But I'd like to know all of you. Who would you bring back? One person, not multiple people. You could only pick one. And then once I'll read a few of these, and then we'll get one last question, and we will wrap it up for everybody. Oh, come on, Alexandria, you cannot pick 2. You just broke the rule. You cannot have Beth and Glenn. Lisa G says Shane. Emmy says Glenn. Northside is Shane. Kitty T says Beth. MD Grim Reaper says Merle. Sin Miller is Glenn. Israel Marion Glenn. Moody Girl just broke the rule too. Abe and Beth. What is it about one that you guys are greedy? Greedy. Stop being greedy. Pick one. Eric Calburn says Abe. Laura Brown says Shane. Hey, Rick, can I ask you something? I do miss Shane. Exactly. There are rules. You killed a lot of my men. A lot more than I'm comfortable with. And for that you're going to pay. A lot of Shane fans out there. Look at that. Crazy Shane? Crazy Shane or in Shane? In Shane or sane Shane? Sane Shane. It's hard to say. Not as many Abraham fans, I thought. I mean, there were a few, like 10 people. Oh, we got T-Dog. Somebody wants T-Dog back. Teresa Brown says Shane. Oh, I'm sorry. Teresa Brown said Glenn. Shanny D. He was crazy. So, weird Walking Dead theories. Yes, we are going to do Fear. Steph, you want Herschel back? I think he'd slow the group down. Yeah, they went crazy, Shane. Tyler Johnson's just cheating. He's like Aber Glenn. He's just putting it all in one word to make it one person. All right, good stuff. And we are 1 hour in. You guys got one more question. The last question. Let's see. Sebastian wants. He just defined it. I want shaved head Shane. That is descriptive. That's the way we want it. And one last question. Who's it going to be? Give me one more good one here. Good night, Peace Dove. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you popping in. And one last, and then we're going to get to some super shout-outs. Just wait for it to scroll up. Let's see who. Tyler, at this point, and I'll get to one more question because I saw that a little bit earlier. I don't know it's important to have a fifth in charge. Maybe Gavin. I mean, Gavin he's not a leader, but he's out there doing stuff. So Gavin might be your fifth in charge. Eric Albert wants to know, will we get a comic book live stream? If you did, you would get a lot of bloopers. Because I don't know, I was going fudge, refrigerators. You know that moment when you're reading and you're trying to substitute a F word and you say refrigerators instead of refrigerators? Yeah, that happened. But yeah, it's the first thing that popped in my mind. You're dumb as a refrigerator. And last question is going to be Lewis Bree says, will Rick attack the sanctuary? Yes, I think he will. I think it's going to be kind of tit for tat, right? I think once Alexander's hit, Rick will put the group together. It won't just be the four horsemen. That'll be, maybe we'll talk about that next week. Episode 7. How about that? Rick attacks the sanctuary. Very possible. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate all of you guys being here. We ran a little bit over an hour. Try to keep it right at that time frame. If you guys are new to the channel, then we do shout-outs at the end of this. I try to catch as many people we possibly can. I am one late melon farmer right now. So just want to say what's up to everybody. Thank you for being here. You guys get over to the 999 Army fan page. A lot of good interactions there as well, too. So if you guys have some really good substitution words that I can use for when Negan pops in, I'd love to hear it. So thank you for being here. Weird Walking Dead Theory, Sin Miller, Lisa G, Angela G, Lewis Breeze, Shanny D, Tommy Sweetass McCandless, Moody Girl, Kitty T, my moderators, Patricia Chisholm, thank you for being here. Tyler Johnson is like a popsicle on a hot summer day. Jamie Jordan, what's up, JJ? Who else we got in the house? Sebastian, thank you for being here, Sebastian. Also Storm, 3851. Lindsay Luke, MD Grim Reaper in the house. The Weekend Pepe, thank you for being here. Grimes Girl, appreciate you being here as well, too. Diane Estes, thank you. A lot of my Patreon supporters are here as well, too. I saw Diane Estes and a few other people. As they scroll up, I will call you out. Clemson fan, what's up to the dirty South? Back home in South Carolina, good to see you here. Thank you for your participation, your insight. Kentucky Pricer, Six Side Sports. Stacks, the Beatboxer Box Breaker is in the house. Alexandria Bates. Michelle Yang. You will get Lucille at some point. Don't think I forgot about you, Michelle, because it's going to happen. Gene Atkins, Tobin McLeod, Emma Kalick. Thank you for being here. Melancholy Heart, Northside Queen, Steph Richardson, another one of my Patreon supporters. Thank you, Steph. AJ Jepson, we're going to talk about using some of your artwork in some future episodes. Keep posting it, and I'll take it off the website and use it. Israel Marion, thank you for being here. I probably missed a couple people. Emmy Bacon, thank you for being here, Emmy. And if I miss you, don't send me hate messages. Kathy Joe, thank you for being here. Just let me know that I didn't remember you, and then leave a comment or send me a kick message, and I'll remember to do it next time. And who else we got? Buffy Batcave, I think I missed you. Got you now. Vonda Martin, I know I missed you earlier. Thank you. ETZ Mom. Missed. Oh, somebody's late. Dang it. Anytime somebody comes in a stream and type dang it, you know that they're like an hour late. Next time, ETZ Mom. Who else we got? We got Peace Dove is still here. I see you. Thank you for being here. Emery Thorpe. Appreciate it. Just so you guys know, these live feeds, I'm just driving the boat. You guys are the engine that drives this thing. Teresa Brown, thank you. Your comments, it's fun to feed off your comments, your suggestions. And sometimes I just go way off in left field and start reading things that I think is going to happen. And you guys all keep me honest and keep me focused on what we're here to talk about. So thank you so much. Say, Maddie, homework. I hope that's not code for anything bad. Somebody's getting in trouble for not doing their homework. Who else we got? I said it, though. All right. I'm looking at the stream, and I think I've covered almost every Detroit Rebel. I missed another person. All right. It is time to roll out. Thank you once again, everybody. You guys are amazing, and we will do this again Sunday morning. Chill with Kills, and also, if you're not a gamer, get over and check out the 7:30 stream on Sunday night when we will talk about more Walking Dead. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.